The woman was about to stand up when she discovered her husband had tied her to a tree. He then got on the jet ski alone. Strangely, there wasn't a trace of panic on the wife's face. The man accelerated toward the open sea, but what he didn't expect was that a rope had secured the jet ski's engine firmly to a reef. In the next second, he was thrown into the water. The man struggled to swim to the surface, realizing he'd fallen into his wife's trap. Just yesterday, they had been a loving couple, but the wife had suddenly discovered her husband secretly taking off his pants, pulling out his belt to form a loop, and then using it to bind his feet before climbing up a coconut tree. The woman was puzzled about what her husband was trying to do, so she quietly walked to the base of the tree. To her surprise, she overheard him on the phone with another woman. She stood there with her hands on her hips, furious. That evening, the couple cuddled by the campfire to rest. After her husband fell asleep, the wife made a decision that would make him regret for the rest of his life. The next morning, the man was awakened by the waves. His wife walked over from the beach and delivered bad news. The jet ski had been swept away by the waves overnight. However, she reassured him that the island wasn't too remote and someone would come to rescue them soon. The husband was somewhat suspicious, but didn't call her out directly. The wife then said she would go pick some fruit, but once she entered the forest, she headed straight for a cave in the reef. It turned out neither the yacht nor the phone was lost. This was all part of the wife's plan. She intended to trap her husband on this deserted island forever. What she didn't know was that her husband was watching everything unfold. By evening, the couple was leisurely drinking wine on the beach. The husband suddenly noticed the jet ski keys hanging around his wife's neck. At dawn the next day, the man quietly sat up. The wife sensed something was wrong and discovered the keys on her chest were gone. She tried to get up and chase after him, but her feet had been tightly bound with vines by her husband. The man quickly headed for the jet ski. By the time the wife reached the area, the man had already driven the boat to the water's edge. But instead of trying to stop him, she turned back to the camp, took all the tools, and left. Soon after, the man was capsized into the sea. The man narrowly escaped death, fortunate not to have hit any debris from the jet ski. Meanwhile, the wife had crafted a simple bow and arrow from branches and vines, preparing to take complete revenge on her husband. After a long time, the husband finally found his wife. But before he could speak, she aimed the bow and arrow at him. Today's recommended film is Jungle Battle, Couples Edition. I apologize that due to copyright reasons, I can only share this much with you. Those interested can search for the original film. Thank you for watching. I'll share exciting films with you daily. See you next time.